You can tell there's never been discipline in their life if they're just... and this kid had it, right? So this kid is just being an absolute train wreck.
Wanker.
Oh, yeah, no, good point.
Like,
anyway,
fuck that. Call him out.
being a loser, the grandma's like, stop it, Jason. Stop it, Jason. And I'm like, you need to at least raise your voice or have a stronger tone. Like, at minimum, he's running around, pregnant lady in front of him, looks at the pregnant lady, like looks her up and down, kicks her in the shin as hard as he can. And I was like, dude. And she's like, oh, sorry, he does that, sorry.
He does that?
And then, mate, the grandma grabbed the kid and just like, you can't do that. And this isn't a word of a lie, right? This is not a word of a lie, I swear to you. Looks at her and goes, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. I'll stop it, Jason. No, when we get home, I'm grabbing a knife from the kitchen and I'm going to cut you. And I went, what the fuck? And she's like, oh, Jason, you say that all the time. And I'm like,
say that all the time.
Fucking then keep a better eye on him. I wouldn't sleep with one eye open.
Yeah, I wouldn't even have him.
There'd be no, everyone's eating steak with a fork and spoon from now on. Like, there is no knives in the house, not around Jason.
He's just lineage and he's like,
ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is Morokaii with two eyes. We are back. We are on every single Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 7 a.m. on Spotify and 4:30 p.m. on YouTube. So make sure to tune in. But today, we were jibber jabbering before. We were thinking, what are we going to talk about? What topics can we go through? And then we went drinking. Alcohol's always a good one.
Big day yesterday. Big day yesterday on the beverages.
Yep.
And I just thought, let's deep dive into that, mate, because we've had a few good stories, a few funny times.
We could go into hangovers, stories ourselves, and I think there's all different types of drinking events. I think the worst one is your family event, and I think the only people that enjoy the family event, and I'll always say this, are the ones that have the cool cousins.
You're so spot on, mate. You're 110% spot on.
Other than that, who are you drinking with, Nan?
Oh,
she might die.
Potentially.
Nan pre-game's pretty hard. So
she was a beer pong champ back in the day. She held out the titles like, what's going on, boys?
Throws the ping pong ball, snaps her elbow.
Can we blow the ball out the cup? No, please, no.
Oh, there's your teeth in the cup.
Not the dentures.
Oh, that's so true.
You got to drink that, though.
No. She's actually drinking it.
Oh, she's choking. No, not the ball as well. You better take that out. Your old man's there on the fucking barbecue with the tongs and like flipping. She'll be right, mate. Don't worry about it.
You're in the back of the ambulance just with a Smirnoff Ice. Well, Nan, what are the odds you just take a swig? Oh, 0 and 50.
3 to 1, 50-50. Oh, you got it.
Drink up, Nan.
Like,
dear God. Mate, speaking of what are the odds, I think, everyone's got, I think, a story where house party's always the best.
Yeah,
house parties,
mate.
Always.
I'm sorry, like, there's people, so we've done the clubbing, as seen on the podcast. House parties they are the best. I cannot stress that enough. When I get told, even at this age right now, someone's like, mate, just going to have a few beers around mine. Those nights, I swear on my life, are always going to be 10 times better than going to some fucking local club.
Definitely.
Like, any day of the week.
Any day of the week. And as long as it's not your house.
If it's your house,
then, house party's a house party.
Yeah. Pro tip, don't host. Whatever you do not host.
Whatever you can do, don't host. Anytime I've had a house party at my own place, it's always been like, okay, is anything scratched, anything damaged? Like, I want to make sure. And for some reason, you always want to make sure, am I being too loud for the neighbours? Like, when do I have to turn the music off?
But then at the same time, like, I don't want to come across as, like, the non-cool guy.
Yeah, I don't want to
I want everyone to have a great time, but at the same time, I'm like, please, dear God, don't touch that expensive China plate.
Put that drink on a coaster, Derek. I've repeated myself.
Damn it, I do not want wateries. My dad is going to be keying up a store when he gets home.
Mate, because my dad was the type when I had a house party, like, he would be there. So he would just poke his head out the door and just be like, hey, come here. It's too loud. And I think a lot of people have had that when their parents at a house party and they're trying to be, distant.
Yeah,
make
we're
sure,
cool parents.
But hey, Derek's literally doing a line on my saw. I bought that last week. Get him out of my shed. get him out of the fucking shed. Fuck. Derek causes so much problem.
Yeah, Derek, you just got to knock it off, mate.
Mate, well, one of the stories, everyone has a good house party story, right? For us, we were about to go to an event and we were all excited. We were drinking heaps. And it was one of those events where everyone was looking forward to going. We all had the setup for the taxi. We had it was actually at your place.
Yeah, it was. And actually one of the which is hilarious too, because what happens after I get home from that day? Oh, Lee, you didn't do a really good job cleaning up. Which, by the way, I must admit, I'm not saying that I'm not trying to be a bloody hero or anything, but I reckon I do an all right. If there's empty cans or whatever, I make sure I put them in the recycling bin before I go, like make sure all your dishes are washed and whatnot, or at least like in the sink soak. I try to like preempt it and all that, but bloody, you got ripped into. But mate, it was an unreal.
Yeah.
Probably one of the best pre-drinks I've ever had.
Because we've spoken about it before where, say, me and you, we drink at the same time, we're on the same level. Or let's say it could be anything. When you're on the same level, it's great. So we had about 10 plus people who were all on the same level.
Yeah,
so
which was just fucking amazing.
Naughty. Yeah, it was good.
It was pure naughty.
Now, this is one of the craziest things that I think for us is just a ridiculous story. Because it was so out of the blue too. I remember we were drinking all around the table and we were just having fun. We're talking about the event, what we're going to do, just things that are happening. And out of the blue as we're drinking, we bring out the game, What Are the Odds?
Now, I suppose for maybe the viewers who aren't aware of What Are the Odds, it's a really easy game. It's a great game. Usually goes hand in hand with drinking or like just doing some dumb shit. Yep. That is the most basic way.
For example, let's do a quick test. You've got a drink next to you.
Yeah.
What are the odds you completely scull it?
Oh, no.
Right now?
0 to 10.
0 to 10.
Yeah.
And on the count of 3, we'll count down. And if we say the same number at the same time, Lee has to scull it. Ready?
Yeah. 3, 2, 1, 2. Oh, I was pretty keen to skull. So my tip as well for What Are the Odds, which now I've probably ruined it for everyone, including myself, for anyone who comes back. This could definitely bite me on the ass. What are the odds? I'll usually go 1 to 5, 1 to 10.
Yep.
No one realistic. I know it is, and the reason why, realistically, everyone's like, oh, they're not going to be that keen. So I'm going to guess like 5 upwards.
Yep.
If you go that 1, 2, and act as if you're keen to do it, usually will throw people off because people are like, there's no way he wants to do that.
Yeah, and then you got to think about it back because if you go 1 out of 5. Then whatever I say, what are the odds? I have to do a number too.
Yeah.
Because if you said to me, what are the odds you shave your head? I would say 1 in a fucking 1,000.
Yeah.
Right?
Which makes it very hard for me to guess the number.
But if I was to go real low, then I could go straight back to you. What are the odds you shave your mustache?
Yeah.
And it just
like,
I can't go 1,000. So look, that was I brought it up completely out of the blue. This wasn't being played beforehand. No one had talked about it.
Real random.
I think I
was DJ battling at the time. And by DJ battling, it was legit me just fucking having my phone on speaker and playing the song, and I was just there like this.
Yeah, you always got to have one. Though.
You have to. Someone has to be doing it.
Someone's got to be in charge of the tunes. Yeah, it is a very important job, but if you don't do it right, you will get annihilated.
Oh, you will. You will.
So I was sitting there, and out of the blue, I just turned to one of my mates and I look at him and I go, "What are the odds you tear up your ticket to this event? What are the odds? You can't go." And he's just like, "Oh, okay, 1 in 100." And I'm like, done. Without a thought, I go 3, 2, 1. And at the same time, we go 69. And everyone's jaw. I was genuinely like, probably mid-drink, actually, just like, just pure shock. Everyone did. Everyone looked down and just went, what the fuck?
It was, man, I thought you had like telekinesis or some bullshit.
I did too. I played it off real cool too.
You did. That's what made it even better.
I went straight back like this in my head. I'm like, oh my god. You have powers. You have powers.
Genuinely just like, just another day's work. Yeah. Oh, nothing to see here, buddy.
Nothing to see.
It was actually probably one of the best, if not the best, what are the odds things I've ever been a part of, let alone witnessed.
Because if we do the basic math, I had 1 out of 100 chances.
Yeah. I think the other one that was really good, actually, we were with more so your mate. We were out getting some burgers. We went into Coles, and it was
I forgot about that.
Yes. And again, what are the odds? Luke and his man, and I believe it was like you had to like throw past the sauce.
No,
Like,
it was
or
something. I think. Oh, was that the starter you're talking about?
Yeah, I think so. Was it not agreed to pass? I swear it was something that could shatter.
Yeah,
that's what I remember.
We started slow, but then it was. What are the odds that you completely drop that jar of peanut butter?
Oh, okay,
and it was a solid jar that would smash. What would it have been, like 1 in 20 or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and we both got the same number. It would have been like 17 or something, and his face just dropped. Like,
Yeah,
literally
just
just went, oh my God. Now, we walked away because we didn't want to be in the slasher. And I still think to this day, I remember hearing like a little tunk, but I think he was out of eyesight. I think maybe he just went to as close to the ground as he could, just went donk. Because that would
I know I would. I'm gonna be. If you walk away from me,
he's a smart man.
Go fuck yourself. Straight up, not a chair. I want to be that guy, especially like if there's people in the aisle as well. Like,
yeah,
what are you gonna do? Like, because I hate those ones that you see YouTube and they're like, oh, like,
we are on the exact
and it's like,
same
what
page.
the fuck is that? Like, you couldn't make it any more obvious.
Those people, I have no. Oh, this is the worst prank videos I've ever seen on YouTube. The ones where there's two. The ones where they grab milk and they run up an aisle
that
and
is the
smash
worst.
it on the ground. Why?
Because right, if I'm doing that prank, it's not even a prank. I'll just grab the milk and just throw it down.
Yeah, what's the prank? Why are you falling over?
Why do I need to throw it up? Like what added effect does that give me?
No, and that one is the most inconsiderate to people working. Like, we've both worked in supermarkets. If I had to come down because they would leave the store. If it was a prank, they would leave. And if I saw that on the fucking security cameras, I would want to murder someone.
Speaking of pranks, I think, and it has nothing to do with house parties, but speaking of pranks, I reckon I met the youngest prankster in my life.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a couple of years ago, but this kid, I guess, was, you know how like growing up you go through the phases like crawling, then you start to like grab on things and all that, like as a kid.
Yeah.
Right, cool. Great that you're following along. Because this kid
you thought I was going to struggle with that?
No, well, this kid, right, so he comes up to I'm filling milk on a Sunday.
Yep. And
this kid just grabs like, I suppose, your chocolate Big M bottle, grabs it, takes the cap off, and I'm just like, it's a bit odd, but hopefully he's going to pay for what his mum is. Mind you, this kid's like 3, maybe 4.
Yep.
Looks at me and goes, haha, and pours it. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, genuinely, like, and it's just like that look where it's like, you little shit. You actually,
you have the power.
Yeah, like, genuinely, like, you've actually done it.
Yeah.
Like, first off, well, fuck me, you've done it. Like, GG, I'll give you a round of applause. Secondly, like, I know for a fact that you're not going to clean that up.
Oh, man.
And then the mum comes on and it's like, oh, I'm so sorry. He's just into grabbing things now. I'm like, he's into grabbing things.
Right.
Like,
look,
what the fuck?
Classic Morokaii. I need to swerve directions because you've just reminded me of a story, and I swear we'll go back to drinking. I promise. I cross my heart. Mate, one time when I was working, I remember there was a little kid with his grandma, right? And he was sitting there and he was just being an absolute terror. Me and you've seen it so many times in a supermarket. I don't care who will get angry at me about this. Control your fucking kid.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, if they're that reckless, I'm not talking about a kid who's crying a lot. Look, kids get in moods. If they're so reckless, they're running around pulling things off the shelf and you're not doing anything, maybe go to a parenting course. I don't know. Like, are there any of them out there?
No, don't touch it. I told you not to touch things.
Yeah.
It's like, just fucking put the kid in the car. Or like, maybe not actually, because I don't think you can do that anymore. I think there's
I think there's rules.
Yeah,
but no, honestly, it's just a
the
little
window's
bit.
down. He's fine.
You can tell there's never been discipline in their life if they're just. And this kid had it, right. So this kid is just being an absolute train wreck.
Wanker.
Oh, yeah, no, good point. Anyway,
fuck that. Call him out.
Being a loser. The grandma's like, "Stop it, Jason. Stop it, Jason." And I'm like, "You need to at least raise your voice or have a stronger tone." Like at minimum, he's running around, pregnant lady in front of him, looks at the pregnant lady, like looks her up and down, kicks her in the shin as hard as he can. And I was like, dude. and she's like, oh, sorry, he does that, sorry.
He does that?
And then, mate, the grandma grabbed the kid and just like, you can't do that. And this isn't a word of a lie, right? This is not a word of a lie, I swear to you. Looks at her and goes, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. I'll stop it, Jason. No, when we get home, I'm grabbing a knife from the kitchen and I'm going to cut you. And I went, what the fuck? And she's like, oh, Jason, you say that all the time. And I'm like,
say that all the time.
Fucking then keep a better eye on him. I would sleep with one eye open.
Yeah, I wouldn't even have him.
There'd be no, everyone's eating steak with a fork and spoon from now on. Like, there is no knives in the house, not around Jason.
He's just leaning his and he's like,
can you imagine? He's in his little baby seat, just like with everything.
His little juice. He's got to use 2 hands. He's like, oh, tips the juice. I did not see. No, don't help me though, because I'm going to kill you.
So, all right, that's ridiculous. What hangovers, right?
Ugh.
I hate hangovers. I've never had. I was about to say I've never had a good one. There is no good There's no morning where you're like, bro, this is sick.
I've had the best hangover today.
I'm about to go throw up. I'm going to do it.
I'll fucking do it.
I'll throw up. And now the room is spinning.
I must admit though, attack VOM whilst drinking can work wonders.
Of course it can. Bro, I am the absolute master at tack vomiting.
Tack VOM, mate. Seriously, just get it out, yeah. Get back on the cans.
Mate,
it's a win-win situation.
When I went to Thailand, I think each night I tack vom at least 4 times. Oh. Sure, it looks like you've been crying all night and you have massive bags under your eyes when you tack vom.
Yeah, and the eyes are very red and puffy.
It is. And yes, you do look like a drug dealer. But guess what? I'm not getting kicked out of the club. So I will keep doing it. And I can keep drinking.
Yeah, and you can consume more. But the next day...
Yep.
Oh, boy, let me tell you about the next day.
Yeah.
My tip to anyone out there who is drinking, before you go to sleep, get a Panadol and a Nurofen. Have both.
Great.
Maybe also have just one piece of toast.
Mm.
Have it however you want. Water. Down that shit as quick as you can.
So true. Water between drinks too.
Most definitely. Or, if you can't get water, then somehow you maybe have an amazing housemate, a friend, maybe you just got sick parents. A Powerade or a Gatorade as well. Get that into you. Mm. You'll wake up in the morning. Yeah, you're going to feel seedy, but trust me, you will feel 10 times better than what you would have if you didn't follow any of those steps.
Me and my friends had this disagreement the other night because he's bang on. He said every time you have a drink, have another drink of water. But I need to pee constantly.
Oh, and once
ever heard of breaking the seal? I do it so fast, and then I am.
It's game over. It's seriously game over.
Yeah, honestly,
no one wins. Everyone's upset.
Yeah.
You're always missing the best part too because you're like, fuck, I got to take a piss again.
Yeah. And
then you miss out on Johnny losing what are the odds, and now he's going to bloody crash his car or something like that. And you're like, oh, I wish I was there for that.
But you know what? I think me and you have said before that we want to trademark Morokaii snags and slushies. Yes, that's a future project we definitely have in the works. I want to tell me if you're on board with this. I've always had an invention. No, it's an invention. Okay. I've always thought, okay. When you wake up in the morning and you're really cozy, so I'm going to pitch it to you. Okay. When you wake up in the morning, you're really cozy, and you don't want to get out of bed. What's the one thing that gets you out of bed?
You got to go to the toilet.
You got to go to the toilet.
You have to.
Now, not anymore. So with my invention, hole in the bed.
Morokai's hole in the bed.
Morokai's hole in the bed.
Trademarked.
It's literally just a hole in the middle of your bed, and it connects to your toilet. What do you do in the hole in the bed, mate? You just undo your jacks. And you just
do what you got to do.
You just pee.
Now,
are you on board?
my issue with that, mate, is the hole like? Does it come down? Because if it's just a hole, mate, I would hate. It's just saying.
It's just a hole because if it's too big and you have kids that sleep in your bed, they're fucking lost. And you know what? Like then you got a kid in your drain, and I honestly think we could get sued. So it's just it's a hole big enough. We custom make it to your cock.
So if you're a male, it's happy days. And if you're a female, you still got to get out of bed.
I haven't learned the dynamics for the female yet. That's a later.
Because I'm just saying though, because if it's a hole, like, oh fuck, you'd hate to roll over into what you think was the hole. And you're like, oh, thank God for the hole. Like, thank God for this hole in the mattress situation. This is only to be like, honey, you've wet the bed the last 4 weeks. Like, nah, it's in the hole. It's like, no, the hole's on my side of the bed. It's like, why are you telling me this now?
Well, I think it could be a hit. Honestly, I think it could be an absolute hit. So
It could be.
yeah,
It very well could
especially
be.
if you're hungover too. You don't want to leave the bed for anything.
I don't want to leave the bed.
Before we go, the one thing I want to talk about is we'll make this quick. The drunkest I've ever seen, Lee, ever, was at your own place. You went nuts on the drinks. You drank so much.
Yeah.
Your head was stuck in between a chair with throw up all over your mouth, and the night ended with you being in the shower and me hosing throw up off you.
Yeah, it was we were playing shot FIFA, by the way.
Great game. Great game.
If you've never heard of that, well, I'm sorry, but you're just gonna have to. We'll tell you in another podcast what shot FIFA is.
I can do it pretty quickly. You play FIFA, every time you concede a goal, you take a shot. Oh. Why did you think we didn't have enough time?
I just saw that we're getting close, and I was like, I don't want to. We're getting to the point now.
I know. Well, now you're dragging it on.
If you enjoyed this, be sure to leave a like and a comment. Don't forget to hit subscribe and like for part 2.
Oh, fuck it. All right. That was Morokaii with 2 eyes. Boom.